Good afternoon. Good afternoon. And how are you? It's a wet evening. It's not a very good evening, but it's what you make it. And I'm making it a good day for me. I got up this morning. I had a lot of running up and down to do. And here I am with you this afternoon. This week, I saw on television, I think it was on Loose Women, there was someone talking about, I think she went through anorexia. I never believed that it was a mental illness. Years ago when I heard people saying it's a mental illness, suffering from anorexia, or it could be bulimia, it could be binge eating, I always said, why they saying it's a mental illness? I never saw it like that. They just don't want to eat and they obsessed with not putting on weight or anything like that. Until I went through it myself. Then I understood why they said it's a mental illness. Now, when I was growing up as a young girl, I had a couple of my relatives that was quite large in size. And I always said to myself, no, I don't ever want to get that big. And you hear people talk about it, that person, did you see how huge she is? Did you see, oh my God, she has a big bum and stuff like that. And I never liked it. I never liked it. And I had a few people in my family that was quite large in weight. And I vowed that I would never get that way. And over the years, this is what I did. And I didn't realize at one stage in my life when most people know, that knows me from 16 coming up, I'm always on a diet. I always want to not put on weight or anything like that. Until it got to a stage that I didn't even realize. It came as like an obsession of me trying to keep my weight down. I remember I used to eat just apple and cheese all day long. Even at the time where I was working, my boss used to say, Julia, you can't be eating apple all day long. Later on, the acid in the apple, you're going to have problem with your stomach, which I did. I used to have terrible pain in my stomach. But I never even looked at the dangers of later on what damage I did to myself or could do to myself with just eating apple all day long and cheese. That's the crazy thing I used to do just to keep my weight down and not put on any weight to be, to get big like my family members, as I said. So as time went along, I didn't realize that I went to a stage where when I look in the mirror, and this is when it all came together for me after everything. When anyone that is suffering from anorexia, when you look in the mirror, you could be as thin as a rake. You could be skin and bone. When you look in the mirror, all you're seeing is fat, literally. Trust me, you are seeing fat, even though your bones sticking out, everything. You're not seeing none of that. And this is where, the brain, this is where the brain telling you something completely different from what you are seeing. And when people started telling me, oh, Juliet, you're losing too much weight, it didn't mean anything to me, because when I go home and I look in the mirror, I am seeing fat. And this is why they say, it's to do with your mental state. So I am so lucky that I have a family that if they see something wrong, they ain't gonna shut up. They're gonna tell you. They're not afraid of telling you, whatever they think is wrong, they will tell you. They don't hold back. So this is what happened. My sister got married, and when I went to the wedding, my God, everybody that saw me, they were all going, oh, they all saying, oh my God, Julia, what happened to you? Look at you. You are so thin. And, all through the day, I was getting that. Throughout the day, people coming up and they looking at me shocked. A lot of them saying, oh my God. Well, my mom haven't seen me for a little while, and now she's seen me for my sister's wedding. My mom ripped into me, literally. She said, look at you. I mean, all here was zinc. My mom said, look at your collarbone. I can drink soup in there. That's how deep it was. You just seen the bone and a big zinc here. She said, look at the state of you. What is wrong with you? And she was laying it into me. She wasn't holding back nothing, because as my mother, she was also so shocked to see how much weight I've lost. And you could imagine, I've got high cheekbones. You can imagine with all this weight, no fat, nothing. It's just the bone. Now, I was a bit shocked how everybody was going on, because I left the house, I'm seeing fat. I'm not seeing what they seeing. So after the wedding, I went home, because I was a bit confused. Why is everybody going on like that? Why are they looking at me in such horror and shock? I said, nah, something is wrong. And when I went home, because of all, the way my family was carrying on with me, when I looked in the mirror, for the first time, I'm seeing the real deal. For the first time, I'm seeing myself. It's like a wool came off of my eyes, and I'm seeing myself for the first time. And when I looked at myself in the mirror, even I myself had to say, oh my God. I was skin and bone. I was so shocked at what I saw, how I was looking in the mirror. I finally saw what other people were seeing. And my God, I was in shock. And I have to thank God that my family, is because of my family, my brain got a shock. The way they were carrying on with me and the way my mother ripped into me. It woke me up. I have to say thank God for her, for that day, because I was heading into big trouble, because I couldn't see. When I look in the mirror, I wasn't seeing the real deal. I was seeing something totally different. And people out there that don't understand what people with anorexia goes through, I'm giving it to you now. I'm telling you. They are not seeing what you are seeing. That part of the brain, the worrying about not putting on weight and the obsession, it has kicked the brain over, whereby they're not seeing right anymore. So I'm just letting you know and let you understand if you know of anyone going through anorexia, they definitely need help. And I'm glad I got the help. And I saw what was happening, literally woke up. It opened my eyes that day at my sister's wedding. Before I left home to go to the wedding, I was seeing how thin I was. And by the time I left the wedding and came back home, before I left the wedding, I could see how fat I was. I changed that. I could see how fat I was. And now, coming back home, the shock, I can see what people was going on about and why they were so shocked. And what can you do? What help did I get? Well, the first thing is that I realize now that I'm not as fat as I think I am. And I have to not think as food as poison, that it's going to put weight on me. And I had to change my whole mindset. It's not something that's easy, especially when you suffer from that and going to the stage where you can't see the real thing anymore. It takes a lot of work, counseling, to get you back to normal. And even today, even now, over the lockdown, I've put weight on. And I feel that panic, that, oh my God, coming on. But what I've had to do over the years when I do put on a little weight, I have to calm myself and say to myself, okay, it's okay. You can handle it. You can take control of it. All you have to do is eat sensibly. And this is what I have to keep saying to myself, because it never really leaves you, because I still have a problem. I don't want to be too big. I don't want to have too much weight on. But I can better control my emotion. Because the moment I let my mind go as to say to myself, oh my God, no, I can't handle this, no, this is too much weight, or no. The moment I start to really worry about the weight and I tip my brain over that limit, I know I'm in trouble. So I always have to say to myself, it's okay. It's okay to put on a little weight. It's okay. You can manage it. You can get back to what, the little weight you put on. You can take it off, but sensibly. And I always have to say that to myself and not make it bother me too much, else I'm in trouble. So anyone out there that if you're a sufferer now and you're going through it, let me say to you, if a family member, if your family, friends, whoever is saying to you, enough is enough, you have lost enough weight, listen to them. Listen to what they are saying to you, because what you are seeing is not what it is. Seek help. seek help as quick as you can. Because if you go over that edge really, really deep, it's difficult to get back. So seek help and listen to what people are saying to you, that you have lost enough weight, you need to stop now. I've been through it. I wouldn't listen to anyone because I know what I'm seeing until that day. And that's when I got to realize, yes, that is why they say it's a mental illness. And it really is. Because you're not seeing the real thing. In your mind, you are fat and you're not. So I just wanted to share with you that it is real what people is going through. Bulimia and anorexia, binge eating, what they're going through to them, it's real. They can't see anything different from what you are seeing or what you know, but they don't know. They are seeing one picture, and that is where anorexia is concerned. They are seeing fat, and they hate fat. We hate fat. And we think food is poison to our body. And anyone out there, you have a child that after they eat, they want to run to the toilet. Be careful of that. Because everything they eat, they want to bring it back up. Be careful of these little signs. Okay? I hope this has helped someone in realizing what people like myself and many people out there is going through. So you have an insight of what it's all about. So once again, like, comment, and share. Thank you, and take care till next week.